Hey there, good morning.
Good morning, Darvel. How are you doing?
Doing very well, Charlie. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, good day here at CIERA.
Yes, likewise. I'm here in the Sky Lounge, and we are excited to have you as our first participant in the Discover CIERA Spotlight series. So, for starters, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Charlie Kilpatrick. I'm a postdoctoral fellow, a CIERA fellow here at the CIERA Institute. I mainly work on observational astronomy. I'm involved in a lot of different research areas, but all sort of under the umbrella of time domain astronomy. So things that change on short time scales across the sky. I mainly study the universe in optical and infrared wavelengths. So I'm really interested in using the telescopes that CIERA has access to, like Keck in Hawaii and the MMT in Arizona. And I also use a lot of space telescopes like Hubble and soon, hopefully, the James Webb Space Telescope.
So, what led you to astronomy?
Yeah, I was really interested in physics when I was younger. I took a lot of physics classes in middle school and high school, but the person who really led me to be interested in astronomy was a physics teacher that I had in high school, Liz Willard, who was really great and, taught a lot of different areas in physics, sort of nuclear physics and quantum mechanics, and of course mechanics and electromagnetism. But when I started studying astronomy in high school, I was really interested in how sort of interdisciplinary it was and incorporates all of these areas in physics, but while studying the universe at large, especially in sort of orbital dynamics and eventually stars. I got really excited about how this is a way we can understand everything around us using all these tools that we have in physics. Was exciting to me. And then when I was in college, of course, I started taking astronomy classes, and then another teacher, Lynn Hillenbrand at Caltech, really got me excited about stars and what goes on inside of them. That led me on a path to eventually becoming an observer, and then, I eventually ended up here at CIERA.
How did you discover CIERA? How did you come about landing here after your journey through, all your earlier studies and your time at Caltech and so on and so forth?
After Caltech, I started at Arizona, and while I was there, a great friend and colleague of mine, Wen-fai Fong, who's now faculty here at CIERA, started at Arizona as a postdoc, and really got me interested in a lot of the research areas that she does, like gamma ray bursts and merging neutron stars. And we remained friends and actually close colleagues and worked together since she was at Arizona. But eventually, when after my first postdoc, which I took at UC Santa Cruz, we were in touch, and eventually she offered to take me on at CIERA. I started here and eventually became a CIERA fellow. It was really due to my close collaboration with her and our shared research interests that I was able to start here at CIERA back in 2020.
Very nice. And in the middle of a pandemic too, so I'm sure that was a whirlwind experience. But as you alluded to, that interdisciplinary nature of astrophysics and the fact that you had a colleague from all those years ago as you were on your journey, right, helped lead you here and helped expand your horizons as you continue to grow as an observer and a scientist in your own right. So I know you kind of hit on a little bit earlier, but what are you currently working on or really excited about as it relates to astronomy? I think you mentioned the James Webb Telescope, for instance, so maybe you could share a little bit about what's exciting with that one.
James Webb is really a successor in part to the Hubble Space Telescope, but really to another infrared space telescope, Spitzer, which I used a lot for my thesis project, and I worked with the PI of the Spitzer Space Telescope, and now PI of some of the James Webb programs, George Ricci at Arizona. What really excited me about the James Webb Space Telescope is how it was expanding on the infrared capabilities of Spitzer, but just sort of better in every way, better resolution, better sensitivity, better instruments and throughput. And so the program that I had this idea of a couple of years ago to use the James Webb Space Telescope for, and that I'm hoping we'll be able to do in sort of a year or so, is looking at what's called kilonovae, which are the mergers of neutron stars when they in spiral and then collide together and then fling out all these radioactive ejecta. The James Webb Space Telescope has the best spectrograph in the world. Well, and now in space for studying these kilonovae and picking out the individual signatures of really heavy elements so at the very bottom of the periodic table that we've never seen before in any other kind of astrophysical transient or time domain object like I study. And so I'm hoping to take a spectrum and find these heavy elements and really start to isolate, where are the heaviest elements in the universe created.
I know research is most of your life and a lot of things that you dedicate your time to and that you're passionate about, but what do you also enjoy doing when you aren't in the office conducting research?
Yeah, one of the reasons I was really excited about coming to CIERA is a lot of my family live in Chicago, and we're really close. And of course, in the middle of a pandemic, when everybody was isolated, it just felt like the right time to come and be a little bit closer to them. So I spend a lot of time with my parents and my two sisters and my nieces. And I really feel like I have a great opportunity here in Chicago and at CIERA to be able to have that kind of work-life balance with my family, and then also doing great research here at CIERA.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's great to have that support system around you during this time, especially. So is there anything else that you've done or are working on currently that's not research related that you'd like to tell us about right now?
I have been trying to get back into music. I played the clarinet when I was in high school, and so I feel like that activity and sort of getting back on the horse with that was sort of one of my pet projects during the pandemic, and just trying to get more musical and back to the level that I had several years ago. I'd maybe not quite there, but hopefully someday soon, I'll be able to play in wind ensembles again and enjoy, music like I used to back when I was younger.
As we talk about your journey and how you discovered CIERA and a bit more about your interest in research and outside of research, do you have any plans right now for the future? If you can kind of look ahead to a few years from now, what are you hoping is coming next for you?
Yeah, I've been applying to faculty jobs recently, and, I'm hoping that I'll be able to start my own group, but, continue to have ties to CIERA and all my colleagues here. But, I'm really excited about time domain astronomy and the future of especially gravitational wave astronomy and LIGO, and eventually being able to tie that to my research as a whole, especially in core collapse supernovae and what LIGO is going to do. But of course, the great research that people here at CIERA do, Vicky and Fred and Wen-fai especially, I'm hoping we'll be able to maintain that connection and hopefully collaborate on the next big multi-messenger discovery. I think supernovae are a great angle for that in the future.
Nice. That sounds amazing, and wish you the best of luck on that journey and on that endeavor that you're going to go towards. So yes, thank you so much again, Charlie. That was the last question I had on my end. Did you have any other fun facts or things that you wanted to leave with us before we wrap up today's interview?
Yeah, I just think, I also studied history in college, and really the arc of discovery that we've had, going back decades and decades. One of my favorite astronomers of the 20th century, Margaret Burbage, was one of the first people to propose where the heaviest elements in the universe are created. And so I think, it's kind of interesting to think about carrying on her legacy and the research that we're doing today. So, I'm hoping in the future with my colleagues here at CIERA, we'll, someday be part of the history of astronomy, and people will look back at the things that we did and think about how that connects to the current astrophysical research that people are doing.
And I am fully confident that you shall have that opportunity, and that the great work you all are doing here will be able to transcend history as well. So thank you so much again, Charlie, for this interview, and thank you all who are tuning in for today's Spotlight Series episode.